Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again in my practice space. I thought it was time to talk a little bit about my, at least temporary, at least right now, my ideal kind of stage rig that I call it. I did want to talk a little bit first about how I go about doing what I do. A lot of times I am just down here just playing and messing around and just for my own benefit. In fact, probably 80% of the time that's what I'm doing. I do like to go out and play other places. Usually with the type of music I do, that ends up being yoga studios, places like that are doing kind of gentle yoga classes or meditations or something like that. So when I first started doing those type of events back, I think 2018 is really kind of when I started to do more ambient music, and then I really got into it in 2019 and 2020, like I've said on a previous video, when I came across Bill Wenzel from Chords of Orion. But you know, I wanted to play some music out for people, and the way I approached it, and I still approach it this way, is I wanted to just get into the room that I'm playing at, the yoga studio, wherever it was, and I just wanted to kind of set up. I like to give myself about, you know, an hour ideally before the class or whatever event is starting, just to kind of relax and settle in. I'm always sitting with my guitar and my gear as people come into the room, so I do try to get a vibe for the people coming into the room. I usually talk to the teacher beforehand to know what she has planned and kind of get a vibe from the teacher, and then I just play. You know, and I do have some sound ideas. Ideas of sounds that I want to use, but I usually just do it by intuition. I do it spontaneously as it arises. So in building my pedal board, I decided, because a lot of times I don't have a lot of time to get set up, and I wanted it to be as easy as possible. So you'll see when I show you my rig here, that I've really tried to make it as simple as possible for me to plug everything in, get everything set up. So the most difficult part is arranging the stuff the way I want it, my two pedal boards. So I'm going to show you my pedal boards now. This one thing I did want to say is, although this is my current pedal board, my wheels are already spinning of other pedals that I want to use. I just don't know what I can sacrifice on my pedal board, because I don't want to get a bigger pedal board. It's big enough as it is. So I have to figure out like what I want to sacrifice, or if I can fit something else in. So we'll see how that goes in the future. I already have some ideas in mind. But let me show you my current pedal board and kind of my stage rig. Okay, so this is my entire stage rig. First I have what I call my utility pedal board, and then I have my main guitar pedal board right there, and over here I have my synth section. I have my laptop, my MacBook Pro. I do have a Raleigh, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, a little keyboard, and then I have just a cheap M Audio Key Station 32. It's a small 32 MIDI controller. Nothing fancy, but it works for what I utilize it for. So let's take a closer look at my pedal boards. First up is my utility pedal board. I'm not sure exactly what size pedal board this is, but this is a pedal board that I bought a couple of years ago from Temple Audio. And what I have on it right now is my Peterson Stomp HD tuner. That's the first thing in the signal chain. My guitar goes directly into that. I'll talk about the signal chain later. Then here I have the TC Electronics Ditto XL2 looper, I think. That's from my synth. So that is stereo in and out for my MacBook Pro, and I do use MainStage. This is the Infinity 2 looper, also stereo. This is my looper for my guitar. And then of course I have my my Bose 8-channel tone match mixer. I do mix all my own sounds. And then I have the Boss VE500 vocal effects processor. So that's my utility pedal board. And then over here, I just had some extra space. So this is a little, I think it's like a little hard shell camera bag that I bolted onto the pedal board, and I have my my EBO. I have a guitar capo made by G7, and then I have a bunch of picks, variety of picks. So I always have stuff right there if I need it. And so that's my utility pedal board. Okay, and moving on to my current version of my guitar pedal board, I have the TC Electronics Crescendo Auto Swell. Not really too happy with this though. I might change this up at some point. Not sure. That's for another video though. Then I have the Ego compressor from Wampler. I have the Earthquaker Devices Plumes pedal. That's an overdrive pedal. Then I have the Electro Harmonix Pitchfork, the Electro Harmonix Attack Decay pedal, and then New Neighbor Immerse reverb pedal, the TC Electronics Triple Delay. I do like this because it's got 3 different delays on it. You can set them and program them. You can use them in parallel and serial, one at a time, all together, whatever you like. The only thing that it's bulky. So this is another thing that I may replace if I find something else, because I do like to have preset delays already set up to go. And then I have the Microcosm Hologram pedal, an awesome pedal. I know a lot of ambient guitar players use this. And then I have the Strymon Iridium amp and cab modeler. So that's my current guitar pedal board. Now this is on a pedal board that's made by, I can't remember the name of it now, I'll put it on the screen here. And then I also do have this. This is the a little light because a lot of times it's dark when I play, and I can't see some of the things so good. My eyesight isn't that good. This is a little pedal board light made by a company called Rock. It says Rockboard, and then by Warwick. I think the website is Rockboard. So I like to have that as well. Right, and for my microphone, of course, I use the Shure Beta 57A, and so that's my mic when I do use some vocals. And then I normally do have my iPad here, mounted here, and I do use some sounds, more environmental sounds, crickets and things like that. I have notes, if I have notes for anything. Sometimes I'm doing mantra or, you know, reading poetry during class or something like that. So I like to have those notes on my iPad. That's always right there. And then finally my keyboard section, which is, I'm not really a keyboardist, but it's easy enough to use an app like MainStage. That's the easiest app that I could find to use. It's got a lot of preset sounds. You can also, of course, tweak the sounds. There's tons of videos on how to use MainStage, so I'm not going to get into that, but I use MainStage. I just run the sound out of the headphone jack back into my mixer, and then I have this Rolly keyboard And I do have the Rolly software for this as well loaded up. And then I use the, like I said, the M Audio Key Station Mini 32, I believe it is. And one of the things that I like about this is that it has a sustain button, so you can hit the sustain and just play a tone and it will sustain. And you can adjust the volume here and stuff. I know it's rudimentary and very simple for those of you that are keyboards, but I like it simple. The stand I have on is actually a mixture of 3 stands. I'll show you those in a little bit. But let me walk you through my signal chain. So first I did want to say that I am not an expert at building pedal boards, but I have watched a ton of videos and tried to figure out where's the best place to put the amp modeler. What do I put before it? What do I put after it? So I just did the best I could, because most people say just experiment and see what you like how it sounds best. So I did my best to do a little bit of research. It's come out pretty good, but it's not perfect yet. And I'll talk about that perhaps on another video. But let me show you the signal chain. What I call my utility pedal board. Now, one thing that I do like about the Temple audio boards is they do have modules, which I'll show you in a moment, that you can mount on the sides. So I've got a couple of 4-channel guitar instrument 1/4-inch inputs and outputs on this side. And on this side, I do have a power supply outlet with a switch. So my signal chain goes from my guitar, of course, to my tuner. From my tuner, it comes out and goes underneath the hood here, where I have mounted a Vertex buffer, a stereo buffer. I did a lot of research on buffers, and I went with the Vertex. Also, I have a power supply mounted under here to power all this stuff up. And so my guitar signal goes from here to the buffer. From the buffer, it comes out over here and goes right into my Crescendo auto swell. From the auto swell to the Wampler compressor, to the Earthquaker Plumes overdrive, to my Pitchfork, to my Attack Decay, to the Immerse. From the Immerse, these are all mono signals so far. From the Immerse, it comes around and goes to the Strymon Iridium amp modeler. And then from here, I start my stereo signal chain. From the Strymon, I go over to the triple delay. Then it comes out stereo into the microcosm. Out stereo from the microcosm goes back into my board stereo and comes into my Infinity 2 looper in stereo. And then out of the looper in stereo, it goes back into the buffer. And then from the buffer, it comes out into my left and right channel here on the mixer for my guitar. So that's my guitar signal chain. Now for my vocal signal chain, my vocals come from my mic, of course, obviously. It goes directly into the Bose VE500 vocal processor, goes in mono signal, comes out stereo, and goes into my left and right channel over here on my mixer. And from there, the only thing that's left is my synth, my keyboard settings. So from here, I have a signal out, stereo signal out of the headphones, goes all the way over to here. This is where my left and right channel go into the utility board from my synth, and they go into the in and out left and right input of the TC Electronics looper, and then of course stereo out from the looper, and that goes into my synth left and right. And then I have 2 channels left, which is my left and right channel for my iPad, which I do use as well. So that's my signal chain. Now I did forget to mention that, Actually, from the Peterson Stomp tuner, my signal first goes into the Bose VE500, then out of the VE500 it goes into the buffer. I forgot to mention that because that way this can kind of has a vocal adjustment, so it has a pitch adjustment, so it can pick up, of course, what notes your guitar is playing or what chords your guitar is playing, and try to synchronize, so give you some pitch correction there. Okay, now to show you the back side of the board, and this is the best I could come up with to make it as easy as possible to plug in and unplug everything. So this pedal board right here, I do have another power supply mount underneath there, and the feet on this thing weren't high enough, so I actually bought some metal table legs that fold up, and I just cut them down and put them under here. This folds up so it goes into the case. I think this pedal board is made by a company called Gator, so it has a nice hard shell case. This still folds up nicely, and all the cords here plug into these three right here. So if I unplug these three, these are my guitar feeds in and out. Here is my output signal, which goes from my guitar on the utility board to my signal chain, my first, which is the crescendo, goes all the way through, comes back stereo here, and they plug in left and right here. Also on this side, this is a separate cable that goes from my MacBook Pro, goes underneath my pedal board, and plugs in left and right here. So it's nice and easy. These three cables just disconnect, go onto my pedal board goes into the case, and of course I've got to fold up the power supply cord, and it's done, and I can put it away. Over here, a little bit more complicated. I do have a left and right channel for my vocals that goes from here, well, it goes from the VE500 vocal effects processor over to my inputs on my mixer, and then I have left and right input for my iPad, which is a separate cable, and then of course I have my left and right outputs that goes to my Bose L1 linear array PA, which I just have on a low stack right now, as you can see. And that's pretty much it. All these other cables, the microphone cables and everything get folded up in here. This all goes into a case. So pretty easy to maintain. And then of course I have a small bag for my extra miscellaneous cables and things like that. So this is the only thing that really drives me crazy to get my keyboard set up the way I want. And I do like the way this is set up. I might actually at some point in the future try to find a metal shop that can actually build something similar to this that is portable, that can fold up. But right now I've got this Pile brand. I bought this on Amazon. This is like a keyboard stand. I think they use it for DJing and things like that. So all I have resting on this is my M-Audio 32 key MIDI controller. And then I have, I don't know who makes these, but these are two more fold up keyboard, or I think they're also a MIDI controller stands. They height adjust, you can twist them. And I have two of them stacked, one lower that holds the Raleigh keyboard, and the other one is stacked up higher that holds my MacBook. So I know it's kind of funky. That's part of my system that's a little bit more bulky, but these two stands fold up. This one I actually put in my bag with all of my other microphone cords, so it all is pretty compact. I end up with three bags. One bag for all of my miscellaneous cables, one case for my guitar pedal board, one case for the utility pedal board, and then of course my guitars and the Bose speakers. Okay, folks, hope this all made sense to you. Just a quick rundown of what I call my stage rig. Whatever else you call it, I guess that's what it is. So, yeah, there's a lot of other, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but there are a couple of other pedals that I've been thinking about adding to this board, but I have to figure out, obviously, as you can see by watching the video, I don't have any more room on my guitar pedal board, and I don't even know if they make a bigger one, and I don't want to have another pedal board, so I'd have to sacrifice something or move something around here. I'll talk about a couple of other pedals that I'm thinking about getting in the future, and we'll try to figure out, maybe you guys can even give me some ideas of how to arrange that. So because again, I'm trying to be as simple as I can. Anyway, folks, hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for those of you that have signed up and said some kind words. I do plan on doing a lot more videos coming up, including some videos of how I'm kind of retraining myself from, you know, still recovering from my stroke, even though it's been many years now. I'm still kind of recovering from it, but I am getting a little bit better, a little bit more confident with my playing. So I'll be doing more videos on that as well, folks. But I thought it was time to do a video about my pedal board, since I just did one about my 3 guitars that I use. So anyway, folks, thank you for joining. I'll see you next time. Many blessings to you. Namaste. Have a great day. Bye-bye.